Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Monday, October 9th, 2023. This is another entry in my daily vlog where I'm documenting what I'm doing to make content creation sustainable, as I have done for the last, 10, 11 months now. Yeah, going on a year very shortly. So let's get started by talking about over the weekend. So starting Friday, you'll remember Friday I was dedicating the day because we had a paid advertiser who was looking to do a feature. So now that you've been able to see it, it's Old School Gamer, a great magazine that actually I say in the video we talk about. It's we met them when this channel was brand new, so they also launched back in 2017, early 2018, and they've been growing right along just like we have. And so what happened was the publisher is running a Kickstarter, and he reached out to us saying, you have the audience that I want, can we do something? So what we did is we came to an agreement where I created that video on Friday specifically to try to raise awareness of his Kickstarter and talk about his magazine, because it was something that we liked and agreed with, and it matched our audience really well. We did that, and also we have a social blast going out over the next 7 days or so that George is managing to try to drive some engagement and awareness of his year 7 goals. Just from Friday, so that the video we did not expect to do great. It's done, I don't know, 1,500, 1,600 views or something. It's a paid product placement, not in a video, but it is its own video. So it wasn't done for numbers specifically, though the more numbers the better to get eyeballs on it. But I've been watching his Kickstarter, and it looks like, I don't know how much is directly related to us, but in just a couple of days he's raised about $2,000 more on his Kickstarter. And with another week left, I think I think probably his investment was good, and I think we were able to raise the awareness that he needed. Definitely offset his advertising costs with us. So that was dedicated on Friday and got that done. And then the weekend was very busy, in fact. So you remember Saturday, I went to see that War of the Worlds show up in South Georgia. It was very, very cool. It was really interesting. It was a very small production, like 5 actors entirely. I enjoyed that. Good. It's nice to set the Halloween tone with that. It's War of the Worlds is like a Halloween tradition for me. I love that. The old radio show, all old radio shows. It was cool to see an interpretation of it live on stage, which I've never seen. That was cool. And then Sunday, I actually drove down and visited my daughter, who I helped move a couple of weeks ago. You'll remember. We had some stuff to deliver to her that she had left here, and we just missed each other. So we drove down, and that was good for the soul too. It was good to see her and have some lunch, and just made just a quick day of it. We drove down and back up, and actually my mom had driven over because she wanted to go down. So we all rode down in mass and came back. So that was the weekend. I did nothing really GenXGrownUp over the weekend. It was a busy weekend, but it was good for me mentally. So I'm happy that I did what I did and didn't try to load a bunch of work into it. So that being said, I got some work to do today. Let's talk about stats. I don't think I mentioned it on Friday, but we had rolled over to 38.6 on Friday by the time we spoke for the vlog. But that's rolled over now to 38,800 subscribers as of this morning. So we've been averaging around, I would say sub 100, I'd say around 75, between 50 and 75 a day over the last week or so. So I would expect probably, if not by late tonight, early in the morning, we might hit 38.9, which puts us squeak that far from 39,000 subscribers. That's something. Views have continued to ride around about 8,000 or so views a day. Not quite 10,000, but riding around 8, which is a good solid view count. So this week I plan to get out a couple more videos, of course. So let's talk about today. So today will be probably a lot of planning, a little bit of writing, and hopefully some shooting by the afternoon. I got to pick the next couple of videos I want to work on. One of them I already know. The other one I'm going to pull from my backlog of stuff I haven't reviewed yet and pick one. I think a comparison is in order, perhaps. We'll see. I'm looking for that. It's really just going to be how I stack up what's going to happen over the course of this next week. I have several other little intermediary things happen. There are a couple more podcast appearances that I'm going to be on. One we're going to record on Tuesday, I think, and another one the following Tuesday. This Wednesday is another recording of 1980s Now, and Friday is another GenXGrownUp recording, and Tuesday is a podcast edit. The week is stacked, as you can imagine. And so it's really, again, today planning, getting ready to decide. I think probably a comparison between an old and new product is probably in order right now. It's kind of what I have in mind, so I'll get that lined up. The only thing I wanted to note here at the end was to talk a little bit about the thinking behind taking all of pretty much most of Thursday and Friday to do this advertising content, and it's something that I learned when I visited Podfest early in the year. How someone would say it's if all you're trying to do is just drive advertiser revenue on YouTube, just the clicks, volume is all that matters. This thing we did for Old School Gamer is a different avenue of the same thing. Effectively, it's, yes, we have those views on most videos, we have the audience, but a specific video doesn't have to do tons of numbers if it satisfies another requirement. So let's deconstruct that, right? So we do a video. Why do we want it to get a lot of numbers? Well, a couple reasons. One could be more exposure, more subscribers. Okay, that's fine. The other one is to get more clicks and more eyeballs and ad revenue. Okay, that's another one. Some videos can do all of those things. Some videos can do other things. In this case, the video we did on Friday did some different things. The ad revenue is not going to come from all the clicks. The ad revenue came from the advertiser who paid GenXGrownUp to put their product in front of our audience. So the revenue is handled there. What it didn't do, of course, is drive tens of thousands of views and get a lot of subscriptions. But a new task that it does accomplish is it helps to prove that GenXGrownUp's audience can be leveraged to an advertiser to say, look, if you want to reach an audience, you can reach them, and here's what our audience will do. They will react. You can expect a certain number of people will do it, and we'll be able to take this venture, what do you want to call it, this thing we did on Thursday, Friday, and turn around to the next person that says, I'm thinking of, your audience is great. Well, we can show them, look what we were able to do for this person, right? We did this and this and this. Here was their results. We'll get a post-mortem on that and be able to show. It's just like anybody, a television station or a radio station or whatever, saying, well, here's proven. We advertised for Bob's Toyota, and Bob's Toyota got more people in the door, so look what your value is to us. So the video we did on Thursday, Friday was not a typical let's drive views and engagement. It was more of a let's show people that aren't necessarily interested in our content what our content can do for them if they choose to partner with us. Partnering with us is what can drive some more revenue. That's a groundswell, and the revenue is what it takes to make this experiment finally successful in the end, to drive a certain amount of revenue that I can pay the mortgage, that I can pay the electricity bill, all those things. So it was definitely a sidestep from what we were doing normally, but it was another avenue, another angle of attack in order to try to grow what we need as a foundation to make this experiment work. So any of you who are wondering about that, I thought I would share with you. And again, if it's something, I always think maybe somebody would be watching this in the future trying to make content creation sustainable. And at some point, unless you just have bajillions of views every day for no good reason, that's trivial. Now, you have a good reason. I'm sure somebody watches good stuff for a good reason. But I've heard over and over and over again, the bulk of revenue of successful creators isn't just from the advertising on YouTube, that partner program, but the other partnerships and promotions they get outside of that. So effectively, in my case, the video that we produced on Friday has driven more revenue than a regular big video because we were paid to produce it, not waiting for revenue to come in off the views on it, if that makes sense. So it's another angle that I think really you got to work in there if you want to be successful beyond just counting on the next video being the biggest one. Find other ways to make videos pay. So yeah, let me go ahead and get going then on this new week. As I lined out, we have a lot of stuff to get done, so I'm going to get after it. I want to thank you for stopping in to check out this morning's vlog. If you did, if you're here every day, you know I love you for that. Thank you for being on the bus and part of my support system. Keep me motivated. Have a, what is this, Monday? Yeah, have a fantastic Monday. Do something good for yourself if you can, and I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.